So I have a beverage. Ooh, that's tasty.
Here we are, Sunday before Memorial Day. Normally, I like to spend my Sundays doing a lot of great knitting. My project of the moment is this really very pretty brioche cowl, but unfortunately, I am dealing with some repetitive strain issues that I don't think are caused by knitting. Like, I've never been the kind of person to like knit for hours straight, which, like, don't do that, guys. It's such a bad idea. But I'm feeling it when I knit for some reason. I think it's from I think I need some adjustments for some exercise things. So anyway, it's all good. I'm going to see a physical therapist next week to see what's going on. But in the meantime, I am being careful, being good to my muscles, good to my body, and not knitting and putting myself into pain. However, what am I just going to do nothing with my hands? Like, I'm not going to like craft? Like, no. So I just got a recommendation from Rachel at Woolen for a mask sewing pattern. So I have a bunch of quilting cotton. It's just a really simple, I'll link the pattern. So I have a beverage. Ooh, that's tasty. That's tasty. It's very good. But yeah, so I'm gonna sew together some masks today with some really fun quilting cotton I have lying around and have no other use for. If you see any of the many beautiful, beautiful quilts that I have in my home, that's actually all my mom. My mom has made a ton of really gorgeous quilts, so there's certainly no need for me to know how to do that. But I just got like, left over from the curtains, and I just got like a couple yards of like fabric to practice on when I first got my machine. But it's 2022, shit is what it is. I don't see a time in the future where like having lots of masks around and available at any given time is going to be a bad idea. So I'm just going to whip out a bunch. Should be really fun. First I need to iron out some of the fabric. And I'm going to also, I could not get so if you're using a digital sewing pattern, there's like the test square that you have to measure to make sure that it's the length that it says it is, so that you know that the dimensions are to scale. And I could not get this thing to work. Like, it just, no matter how I changed it, it was the same degree off. So like, I don't know. So I'm just gonna start with the bigger one. So that's another nice thing about this pattern, is that there's a whole range of face sizes for it. So I'm just gonna make the bigger one, see how that goes. And it should be fine. Yay, here we go. Okay, so attempt 1 is done. Got birds on the inside, plaid on the outside. Yeah, it's fine. It's a rough draft. Luckily, I think the size is going to be fine. Whether or not it's like accurate to the pattern is one thing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna recut it and do maybe like a better job cutting it, question mark. And I'm going to make there's an adjustment that Rachel mentioned about making so that on the bottom it's less of an angle, like it's a little bit more out instead of up. And I think I'm going to do that too, because as it is, like, it's just not as snug around the bottom of my chin as I would want it to be. But yeah, I think it went okay. Yeah, lots of, can you see, like, so many threads, so much seam ripping. Yeah, didn't feel my, I've only had the sewing machine since December, and before that I hadn't sewn much since high school. Be nice to me. Okay, so we've made a step back in quality somehow. Soothing myself with cinnamon roll. Yeah, so where'd it go? I tried to make that adjustment and that pretty much worked, but somehow, like, everything else went terribly wrong. Like, I don't know, I think I'm doing something wrong. I think, and you'll see if you watch the video, I think when she folds it on the diagonal, she's folding it a lot further than I am. And I think that's the mistake I'm making. So if I wanted to, I could seam rip the ones I've already made and just re-sew those cut. But I don't want to do that. I just have a lot of leftover quilting cotton that needs to be used, so I might end up ripping. I can rip them back and remake them anytime. But I'm going to continue my crappy cutting for some goddamn reason, and yeah. Get myself a cutting mat and a rotary cutter at the first possible moment. Okay. All right. Yep. Figured it out. There we go. Oh, look. Yep. I was doing the thing that I thought I was doing wrong was what I was doing wrong. Just getting that all parallel. I think I just got a little bit thrown off by, I think in the video, I think she's making one of the smaller sizes. And I'm making one of the bigger sizes, so it was, some of the scale was a little bit different. But yep, this is okay. Now I figured it out. I want to make the curve at the top a little more pronounced, but yep. We got it. Only took 3 tries. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. Woohoo! Attempt number 4, best one yet. This is, look how nice that looks. Look at that. Ooh. Definitely fits the best out of all of them too. Oh, nice. Hell yes. Okay. Fantastic. Yay. Okay, now feeling more like I could bang a bunch of these out. My plan for straps, I don't really like the elastic around the ears. I'm going to sew some shoelaces to the side so I can tie top and bottom. I find it makes it better to fit and also more comfortable that way. Great, yay, I'll have more masks around. I think definitely going to bust out a few more with the plaid and the birds. I also have some really cute quilting fabric of like kitty cats on couches, but I might I might wait till I get the cutting mat and the rotary cutter to do that, so they're like really nice and good, because it's like really, really cute fabric, and I, don't want to screw up with it. But yeah, yay. Okay, I might make another one of these tonight. We'll see. It's like 20 after 6. We're gonna have dinner soon, and yep, I will do another round of yoga for hands and wrists, and see if I can get back to knitting for more than a couple minutes at a time. Here they are. But look at this. Tired. Buying shoelaces to sew for straps. Wired. Making bias tape. Hell yes. That focus. There we go. These are so cute. Super easy. Super fun. Fit really well. Super easy to do the bias tape. This is a bias tape maker. Super, super easy. Really, really fun to use. Inexpensive. Pick up a few in different sizes. No reason, literally no reason to like buy bias tape. And their nice thing for this is that like you don't actually have to cut it on the bias. Like it just needs to be a strap. Like if you want it to have that extra stretch, sure, but I just cut these into strips and it's great. Yay! Crafts! Oh, do I have a Moscow Mule coming? Is it ready? Come in. Thank you, sir. Also, something I have learned since trying to film these is that, like, you know how, like, Rachel Maxey's videos, like, she'll be like what I'm doing now, and I always thought, I was like, oh, it's just, like, cute and fun, and, like, it looks, like, really, just, like, very her. I've also now since learned that it is very, like, you have to put your camera up fucking high to get, like, this is me, I'm bending over right now. If I'm standing, this camera's, like, at my eye, and it cuts off my entire head. So, you know. That's my good girl. Oh, there she is. There she is.